Hello there, and welcome to the world of Pokemon. My name is Professor Jacob, and thank you so much for attending this lecture on Pokemon biology. Joining me here in the classroom today is, of course, my wonderful teaching assistant, Mr. Curtis. Mr. Curtis, please say hello to everybody.
Oh, thank you, Professor. I am here and ready to learn once again. And you know what? And assist.
Oh,
you know,
wow, finally. I'm excited to see what it's like when you actually assist me.
About time.
I am your assistant to your teacher, so...
Yeah,
yes.
Assistant. You're the assistant to the teaching professor. Also, here in the classroom is our trainer in training, Corbin. If you could please say hello to everybody.
What? Hi everyone.
Corbin, if you please pay attention.
Hey.
Corbin, what do you have? What do you have in your hands?
What?
It's very annoying, very loud.
Nothing. Don't worry about it. I'm busy right now. Can we start the intro later?
Share it with the class.
Okay. No, it's just an apricorn, okay? I was hungry. I didn't eat breakfast this morning. But the thing about apricorns is that they're really hard. I know they're mostly used for Pokeballs, but like you can't eat them. But the shell is really hard, and I can't.
Wow.
I can't open it.
Man, times must be rough there, Corbin, because
yeah,
that's some cheap food.
Sorry.
We have plenty of food. It's just the Mr. Mime in the house kind of hogs it all, but it's okay.
He's got
Look,
big
I'm gonna
hands.
try to bite it open.
That's right.
I'm gonna bite it with my teeth.
Ooh, careful. Ooh.
Don't
That's
hurt
not
your
good.
teeth like
Okay.
that.
Well, you know what, Corbin, this may be good news for you because I think the Pokemon today might be able to help you out with that.
Who is that?
Oh, yeah? Yep.
Yeah, does anyone want to take a guess on who this Pokemon is?
How is Decidueye going to help him out with this?
It's not a Decidueye.
Curtis, we haven't gotten to Decidueye yet. It's Rowlet first. Is it Rowlet?
No,
Oh, that's true.
I'm you know what? I'm happy to know that Rowlet does come before Decidueye, but no, it's not either of them. We're not learning about them.
Oh, okay.
Potentially ever.
Well, there's a lot of Pokemon that could probably open this.
That is, you know what? That is true.
also true.
But it is the evolved form of Krabby.
Oh, is it Caesar?
Good guess, but no. We're learning about Kingler today.
Oh,
Yeah, and Kingler is actually the Pincer Pokemon.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. Ooh,
Okay,
that's
all
right.
Cool.
Okay, so
Like
has anybody seen a Kingler in person? I mean, if you've seen a Krabby, you've pretty much seen a Kingler. There's not a huge difference. I mean, there is one kind of like big difference, I guess. Emphasis on big, but not too much more than that.
Oh, is it fat or something?
Well, last week I jumped to a conclusion that I hadn't seen it, but I really had, so I really just I'm gonna withhold judgment.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Sometimes it's better not to choose at all. Corbin, have you seen a Kingler before?
You know, I don't think I have. I don't think I have.
All right. Well, let's go ahead. I'm gonna throw this Kingler out. It's not the same. I didn't evolve the Krabby from last week. I just couldn't put in the time. But I got a lot of papers to grade, and but this is a different Kingler or a different Krabby, different Pokemon. So let's go ahead and say hi.
Professor?
Well, hi.
Professor,
Well, hello.
yes.
Professor,
Mr.
yeah,
Curtis?
okay. Yeah, let me just, can we step over here real quick?
Oh,
Hey,
okay. I mean, I
Yeah.
am in the middle of teaching a lesson, but sure.
Yeah, but I think you threw out the Krabby again,
No.
Professor.
That's fair. That's a fair point. It's a fair question, but no, it is a Kingler. There are some differences here. So if you could take a really good close look.
If you say so, Professor.
Mr. Curtis, you're a very loud talker, and I'm gonna second what you said. I feel like it's just a Krabby on steroids. I gotta be honest with you. I think it's just a bigger Krabby.
That's fair. That's a fair assumption. So this Kingler here is a little bit different. It has bigger fangs than the Krabby did, and it has like what kind of looks like a little crown on the top of its head. It's like its carapace has formed like a little crown.
A little king, if you will.
But the main difference is that it now has one giant claw.
Yeah, no
that
kidding.
is true.
A
It's true.
massive
I mean,
claw.
I just from last class we learned that a Krabby's claw will get stronger every time you pop it off. So I just assumed this is a Krabby who had that one claw popped off a lot of times.
He just one too many times, and then boom, you got a Kingler.
I guess so, yeah.
I mean, it's a pretty big claw, Mr. Curtis. I would not advise trying to rip that off. I feel like you will not come out. I think you will have your arm ripped off, and it will not grow it back, as far as I know.
Ooh, and your arm, I don't think will grow back right away. I mean, I guess it might. I don't know.
Yeah, sure. Arms don't grow back. Mm-hmm.
Why did you say that like you were asking us?
No reason.
Okay.
Why are you winking at me again?
I just have some dust in my eye here.
Oh, okay.
So, okay, all right. Corbin, could you see maybe show the Kingler your apricot and see if maybe
Okay, sure.
or sorry, your apricorn.
My apricot. Yes, it's an apricot.
I said apricorn.
Right.
That's what I said.
All right, Mr. Kingler, sir, ma'am. I don't know what you identify as.
It is actually a woman, a female.
It is a lady. It is a lady Kingler.
Yes.
Would you call that a Quingler?
I would
then?
not. I'd
No,
still
it's
call it a Kingler.
no, it's a king lass.
Maybe a king her.
Oh, shut up! It's a king lass.
Oh, okay.
All right, Miss Kingler, can you please open this apricot? That was the whole desk. Okay.
Oh, jeez.
Okay.
I mean, she did kind of open the apricorn. I mean, it is kind of absolutely completely shattered in a bunch of different pieces now. Much like the desk.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to. I guess I could pick it off of the pieces of wood on the floor now. I mean.
Oh God.
Okay,
I mean, you might be able to pick out the apricorn parts from the desk parts. I know, Kingler. It's okay. You did a very good job, Kingler. You're just a little bit stronger than we were anticipating. And you know what? We probably should not have tried to use your immense crushing power for a tiny little apricorn. That's on us, specifically on Corbin. So it really is Corbin's fault.
Yeah, it's not our fault that you're built different, Kingler.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that you have insane crushing ability.
You're such a strong lady.
So while Kingler is out, do you guys want to say anything else about the Kingler, or anything else that you might notice or want to get off your chest?
It's a very lovely shade of orange. You look very nice today, Miss Quingler. And
no, it's not Kingler. It is just a Kingler.
Like that.
She is a Kingler, but her name is Quingler.
Oh yeah, Slay.
No, okay.
Slay Quingler.
Right.
Slay, yeah, Slay Quingler, yeah. Get it, lady.
Big claw,
claw.
nice pointy head, like that quite a bit. That's good.
Okay, I have already said these things.
Yes,
we have.
Yeah, no, I don't.
I have something I want to get off my chest.
Yes, please,
Miss Kingler, aka Quingler, as Curtis is calling you.
Sure.
I forgive you for ruining my desk. It's okay. It's all right.
I mean, it really is. It's the school's desk, so it's not yours. So we'll have.
I'm the one that has to fix it after class. So I mean,
yeah, that's fine.
Well, you just draw up the designs for the new desk. It's the machokes that really do all the work.
They do all the heavy lifting. You do nothing.
Yeah, literally. All right, let's go ahead and put Quingler back into her Pokeball, and then get reading these Pokedex entries. What do we say?
Bye, Queen. Hope you slay again.
Bye, Quingler. Nice to see you.
Okay. All right, you can go ahead and move to a different desk there, Corbin.
Okay,
yeah, come right over here. There's an empty one.
Oh, this
right
one's
next
closer to you. I don't want to be. All right, you promise to stay on your side.
Here, I'll brush it off. Here you go. You can sit next to this
I don't.
one.
Okay, all right. This is too close for comfort. That's okay.
All right, now that we're all settled in, let's read these entries. Starting in the Kanto region, the large Pincer has 10,000 HP of crushing power.
Oh.
Who?
Yeah, okay, so
10,000 who?
Yeah, HP. Does anybody know what that stands for?
Health points, I think.
Yeah.
That would be my go-to. But no, it's actually horsepower.
Oh, okay. Now,
A who?
now,
A what
what
now?
is a horse? What is a horse?
Well,
What's a horse?
You may remember that Rapidash and Ponyta were the fire horse Pokemon. So
Yeah.
I guess it might be referring to the power output of your standard Ponyta or
Rapidash or Ponyta. Why don't they just say Rapidash power?
Rapidashes are very fast and powerful, so that is you're saying this has the power of 10,000 Rapidashes.
Well, when you really look at it, one Rapidash does generally have more than one horsepower. I guess I don't know. I guess they kind of like got stronger over time or something. And honestly, horsepower, like there's a bunch of different like kinds of horsepower. It's kind of hard to say, really. But
Okay.
yeah, it's a weird measurement. Regardless to say, these claws can output an insane amount of power, and they're gonna compare it to some things later on. So
Well, I mean, you guys saw what happened to that desk. It pretty much turned into sawdust.
it's like it didn't. It's like it wasn't even trying, basically.
Yeah, it wasn't even trying.
Right.
Yeah.
It just poofed.
Yeah.
Poof.
All right,
away.
let me finish this entry. It says the large pincer has 10,000 horsepower of crushing power. However, its huge size makes it unwieldy to use.
Yeah, we used it today.
The next entry in the Kanto region says one claw grew massively and as hard as steel. It has 10,000 HP strength. However, it is too heavy.
Wow. Okay, so I didn't realize this was a steel and water type. That's pretty neat.
No, it's just a water type. It's not steel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I know it can be confusing. That's okay, Corbin. That's okay. The last entry from the Kanto region said okay, and this is something that it's is gonna kind of ring in just exactly how much power this Kingler has. So just be ready for it.
I'm ready.
Said to be capable of prying open shelter and cloister shells using its 10,000 horsepower pincer.
What?
Now, Professor.
Yes, I think there's an obvious question here. So
Wait, hold on, no, hold on, hold on, Mr. Krabs, before you say what you're gonna say, I thought of something.
Okay.
I thought nothing could open cloister shell.
And I was gonna say, to go along with that, nobody's seen the inside of a cloister shell. So if it's prying things cloisters open, wouldn't you be able to see the inside of the cloister shell?
very good question. Very, very good question. Maybe this is something that cloisters and Kinglers only do in private. So again, maybe no human has ever seen it, but maybe a Kingler has.
Is this how they breed?
Maybe. I mean, I think they can breed. Maybe. What's the egg group? Hold on. Now I'm curious. I haven't memorized all the egg
shell egg group. It's in the shell egg group. That's what it is, right? Is that an egg group?
So yeah, they are both water 3 egg groups, so they could breed. So potentially,
Told you.
yes.
I knew
Maybe.
that.
I mean, again,
I actually knew that.
Us humans have never seen how Pokemon eggs get formed. So this could be a part of the process, at least for Kinglers and Shelders, or Kinglers and Cloisters.
Who knows?
But
Who knows?
you know what? Corbin, you were exactly correct
Usually.
in saying that when we talked about Cloister, we learned that nothing could pry it open. In fact, I believe we shot a rocket launcher at it. Mr. Curtis did.
I think it was a bazooka.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, it was a bazooka.
Okay, I mean it's the same thing, right? I don't really know the difference.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, so I guess the Kingler claw has more power than that. Maybe it's because it can focus it better. I don't know. That's pretty impressive. It is kind of frustrating though when one Pokedex entry says this thing can never happen, and then just several Pokedex entries later it says this thing can make that thing happen that we said could never happen.
And it's not even like it's a like a new region or anything like that. Like,
no, it's still Kanto.
It's still a Kanto.
Yeah, this is still Professor Oak's, research, yeah.
Well, was Professor Oak the one who said that it never opens?
Actually, that's a good point.
Yeah, Professor Oak did not say that. He said its shell is so hard it can even withstand a bomb. No one has ever seen what is inside the shell.
Oh, okay.
It was in the Johto region where they started to say that it's impossible to open.
Gotcha. Okay.
So there might be some disconnect. He might have read Professor Oak's writings and been like, "Oh, impossible! It's so hard, therefore it's impossible."
Right.
Okay. Let's keep moving on here. Okay. The next entry says, actually moving on to the Johto region. That was the last one for the Kanto region. In the Johto region, It says, it can hardly lift its massive, overgrown pincer. The pincer's size makes it too difficult to aim properly. So useless, kind of. Is kind of like what it sounds like. Now, it can definitely pick the claw up. We've seen it do it.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, and I mean, it wasn't easy for it, I guess, but I don't know.
No, but it can.
Yeah, it can. The next entry says its pincers grow peculiarly. Jeez, that's hard to say. Peculiarly.
There it is.
Peculiarly. I don't know. Its pincers grow peculiarly large.
Sure, close enough.
Thank you. Wait, you say it.
Peculiarly.
Peculiarly. There we go. Its pincers grow peculiarly.
Nope. You're done.
I can't.
Move on.
I can't. Sometimes there's just words that you can't say. It's fine. It happens.
Yeah.
Its pincers grow oddly large. If it lifts its pincers too fast, it loses balance and staggers.
Ooh.
Yeah. So if you ever see a pincer or a Kingler stagger, that's why. Now, not swagger. You might get it confused with swagger. No, stagger.
Not swagger, stagger. There's a difference.
Swagger is that thing that Mighty Anna does sometimes that confuses its opponents.
Right. Seen that?
It happens very, very often. All right, the last entry here from the Johto region says, its oversized claw is very powerful, but when it's not in battle, the claw just gets in the way.
Oh, just get it out of here.
It's a gift and a curse.
Rip it off. No, I'm kidding. Don't do it.
Well, I mean, I don't know if you could. I don't think you could do it, Corbin.
I don't know. It's too tough. You can't pop it off.
Like steel, even. Like steel. Although, I mean, like, it's...
Yeah.
You could grab onto it pretty easily, but I don't know, it might just...
Oh, yeah.
Get you as you're holding onto it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's move on to the Hoenn region. The first entry here says, Kingler has an enormous, oversized claw. It waves this huge claw in the air to communicate with others. However, because the claw is so heavy, the Pokemon quickly tires.
Waves. Like, it's just waves. Yeah, like a normal person.
It's like, hi.
Like
Hi,
an ocean.
yeah.
It waves.
Hi.
Your jokes are not warranted.
My question wasn't a joke, it was just an observation. My question is, though, it has two claws. One of them is massively oversized, the other one is a regular size. Why wouldn't it wave its small claw in the air to communicate with others?
That's a good question, and I'll tell you why.
Oh,
because,
okay.
It's still short. Kingler is still short. It's not, even like Krabby was small, Kingler is still like not very big. And if you're going to get somebody's attention, you're going to use something that's, more seen. You know what I mean? Like it's like if he swings the little one around, yeah, it might exert less energy, but the person or whoever it's trying to communicate with is less likely to see it because it's a smaller claw. If it uses its big claw, it's going to get attention a lot easier.
That's true. Also, I will say this, the average Kingler is about 4 feet tall, so...
Yeah, so that's not big, though. That's pretty small.
I mean, that's
pretty
like...
big.
That's only 1 foot shorter. Well, I mean, I guess closer to 2 feet shorter than I am, but holy, that's pretty big.
Okay, but what if it's surrounded by a bunch of, Charizards or something? It's going to want to swing its big arm really high to get the attention of the person it's trying to get get attention from.
Charizard also isn't too terribly big. I mean, Charizard's only 5 feet
it's
tall.
easier to get the if Kingler's in a crowd. If Kingler's in a crowd, it's easier to get attention that way.
All right, fine. You know what? I'll take your answer. I'm glad you're thinking about it critically, and that's the most important part, Corbin.
That's right. 100 points on today's quiz.
100 points, 100 good boy points is what you get.
I'll take it.
You can redeem those at your home for chicken tenders.
Oh, sweet. We don't have any because Mr. Mime made them all. That's why I came here hungry.
Dang it. Well, I guess all these good boy points are useless then. Maybe next time. Okay, there is, let's see here. I think that's it from, well, hold on. There is one more entry here. It's very similar though. This is the Hoenn region. Its large and hard pincer has 10,000 horsepower strength. However, being so big, it is unwieldy to move. Things we kind of already knew.
Of course. Yeah.
All right. One more regional entry comes to us from Sinnoh. It says, the larger pincer has 10,000 horsepower strength. However, it is so heavy, it is difficult to aim.
Yeah.
Which...
Understandable with the size.
With the size of it. I mean, it's massive. And that, guys, again, that does it for the regional entries on Kingler.
Oh, okay.
I guess, when you get, past the Sinnoh region, nobody really cares about Kingler for some reason. Now, there are some unique entries for Kingler, if you don't mind me reading those.
Okay.
The first one comes to us from Gary's Pokedex, apparently. Yeah. Okay.
Gary.
Yeah,
Who's that again?
Now, I don't know this Gary. Who is this Gary?
I mean, I don't know any of these people that they talk about in these unique Pokedex entries. I've never heard of them before. I don't know why they have a weird, special, sometimes almost sentient version of the Pokedex. But, you know, what are you going to do? These are Pokedex entries. I got to read them. So Gary's Pokedex says, Kingler, the Pincer Pokemon, the evolved form of Krabby. Its crushing claws make it a powerful opponent.
Very good.
And then Ash's Pokedex, there's one here from Ash's Pokedex too, because he always has to get a word in. It says, Kingler, the evolved form of Krabby, a pincer Pokemon, whose claws can pinch with the power of 10,000 horsepower.
Ooh.
Yes.
Pretty impressive.
Brutal.
Yeah, things we already know. The last entry comes to us from Dawn's Pokedex. It says Kingler, the pincer Pokemon, and the evolved form of Krabby. Kingler's larger pincer has immensely powerful crushing strength, but because of its weight, it is difficult to aim.
Here's the thing.
Yes.
Okay, we keep hitting this nail on the head.
Sure. Yeah.
About it.
Re-hitting, yeah, sure.
Re-hitting, yeah, sure, go ahead.
But the Kingler is so strong in the claw, right? Like the claw.
Specifically claw, yeah.
Yeah, in the claw is
claw specific.
Right. It's crushing power, immensely powerful, right? So
10,000 horsepower even.
Right. So you got to think the muscles that pull that claw are super strong. But then the muscles that hold that claw up, no power whatsoever. It's all weak. All jelly bones there.
All jelly bones, all paper thin muscles,
right.
Exactly.
You think if a Kingler would develop such a strong gripping power that its, arm and shoulder strength would just be strong enough to at least hold that massive claw reasonably well.
I mean,
listen, if it was able to do that, it would be a danger to everybody in society. It is an evolutionary advantage to everyone around Kingler that it can't hold its claw up for very long, because if it could use it constantly, that would be a danger to us all.
I'm pretty sure evolution doesn't actually work that way. I mean,
okay, never mind.
Again, I mean, I'm not a Pokemon professor or anything. Oh, wait a second. I am actually a Pokemon professor. Well, Mr. Curtis, a lot of different Pokemon can grow muscles in different ways, and their bodies aren't all made the same way. Maybe it's just its arm just can't grow muscles to that extent, and all of its energy is moved towards making the crushing claw stronger and stronger. But you know what? You do make some again. Critical thinking. I love it. You guys are thinking so hard today. It's very good. Very good.
Wait, what if it's like Alakazam, where it has psychic powers in its head and it uses that to control its arm?
Okay, that's a pretty dumb thing to say there, Corbin. So I take back my previous statements about you being very critically thinking, because that was a dumb one. That was a dumb one, I think.
I thought it was insightful, but okay.
Yeah, I don't think Kingler has psychic powers.
I will say that maybe Kingler needs to come work out with me and the Machoks.
Yeah, maybe.
A little bit of the me and the Machoks. A little.
I mean,
action.
It'll probably destroy the whole gym with its giant claw. But yeah, sure.
Yeah, I don't think I don't think we want it to become super quick and agile with its giant claw. That's going to throw off the whole food chain.
That's what I'm saying, man. That's what I'm telling you.
Machamps can move mountains, so I can't be any worse than that. I mean...
Yeah, they're also vegetarians. They only eat plants.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I can't state that for certain.
Yeah, you don't know nothing.
Okay. So guys, let's bring the focus back to the lesson here. That does it for all of the entries for the base form of Kingler, but there is another form. There is a Gigantamax Kingler.
Oh, okay.
I know a lot of people forget that there is a Gigantamax Kingler. It doesn't really seem like the kind of Pokemon that would have a different form, but believe it or not, it does. So let's go ahead and read those entries real quick. They come to us from the Galar region.
Like I said, it's just built different.
It's built different. Built Kingler tough. All right.
It's
In
built
the Galar
strong
region-
to last long, you know? Sorry.
it is, much more so than the Krabby, whose claws will just pop right off at the first inconvenience, at the first strong breeze.
Basically.
Okay, all right, let's read these Gigantamax entries. They come to us from the Galar region. The first one says, the flow of Gigantamax energy has spurred this Pokemon's left pincer to grow to an enormous size. That
Even
claw
more.
can pulverize anything.
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 Including a Charizard's breath.
That's right. Well, yeah, I guess.
I mean, anything that
Anything
has...
that is anything that can be pulverized.
Yeah, a tangible shape that adheres to a rigid form. It can turn it into smaller bits and pieces of that form, I guess, is kind of what it's saying.
Of course.
So mountains.
Yeah.
Mountains pulverized. Buildings pulverized. Planets
The planet.
pulverized. Sun.
Done.
Maybe. It's gaseous, so it's kind of hard to say.
Arceus. Gone. No god.
No god, because pulverized. Sorry guys. No god today. It got pulverized by Gigantamax Kingler.
Jeez Louise.
All right, the last entry for Gigantamax Kingler says, the bubbles it spews out are strongly alkaline. Any opponents hit by them will have their bodies quickly melted away.
Oh, that's a rough way to go.
That is, yes. So I would argue that now Kingler's biggest threat is not its giant claw, and instead it's face-melting bubbles.
Literally face melting bubbles.
Yeah, that's what I meant by that. It'll kill you. So yeah,
Well, you know, sometimes you say like my screams are face melting, but they don't actually melt faces. They're just, powerful. But like, no, this is like
Who
really
says that,
like
Curtis?
pop a bubble on your face. Oh, your face is melting.
oops, melted face.
So basically what you're saying is don't bring a Kingler to a kid's birthday party and have it blow bubbles.
Yeah, don't bring a pincer to a bubble fight.
Basically.
Basically.
Well, we're not talking about Pincer today. We're talking about Kingler, remember?
But you're right. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I am happy that you know what a pincer. There is a Pokemon called Pincer, so I'm happy about that.
Right, there is.
Okay, guys, that does it for the Pokedex entries on Kingler. Excellent job today. I think everybody was pretty attentive, focusing very well and asking very good questions, and sometimes making some very astute observances
You're
and some
welcome.
kind of stupid
You're
ones
welcome.
here and there. But that happens. That happens sometimes. But I think it's time to see how much you guys have learned about Kingler. And to do that, I want you to sell me a Kingler. That's right. We're doing Pitch a Pokemon, but for a Kingler. All right. So I do have a rubric for this. Basically, the rubric is you have to include information we learned in class, and you must demonstrate an understanding the Pokemon's unique abilities and attributes. Number 3, you must provide 2 different selling points in your pitch, and these selling points must be for the Pokemon itself and not for a product it can provide or produce. And then finally, this is kind of like a little bonus thing. The student who provides the most compelling selling points will get a bonus point. All right.
All right.
Are we ready? Does everybody have their pitches ready? Is we all ready to go?
Ooh, me, Professor.
All right, Corbin, I think it would be best if we start with you this time.
Okay.
Sorry, Mr. Curtis. Maybe next time we'll let you go first, but I think it's best if we hear from Corbin. So please go ahead whenever you're ready.
Okay, so you need a Kingler, correct? Is that what you need it for?
I mean, I'm shopping around for one. I'm thinking about getting one.
Sure. Well, I got the first use of a Kingler is very, you could use it for an everyday thing, honestly.
Oh, okay.
So you could use a Kingler to basically break any lock, You have like you can't remember the key for that padlock on your shed? Well, guess what? Get the Kingler to break it for you. It's fine. Okay?
Guess so.
You don't have to worry about that. You could definitely use a Kingler when it comes to like you could have your own lock picking service essentially, but instead of picking a lock, you just break it with Kingler. Like it could break anything and it can control its strength. So I mean, like,
yeah.
never have to worry about it again. It pulverizes that lock.
I mean, I would have
don't
to
need
buy
it anymore.
I'd have to buy a new lock afterwards, but
Well, hopefully they have a lock insurance, but maybe they don't.
It's called Kingler insurance, actually.
Kingler insurance, right. So the second thing I would use a Kingler for is, and this is one's a little bit more specific, but is search and rescue. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Search
You don't
and
necessarily
Okay.
search and rescue. Okay, so let's say that you decide that you want to be a firefighter and you decide you want to be in search and rescue, and there's a building topples over.
Oh, no.
Oh my God, there's a horrible accident. There's an earthquake. Curtis farts. A building topples over, and then you have all this rubble and people trapped under this rubble. So what's going to happen? I mean, like, that stuff, picking that up is one thing, but how about just pulverizing it to dust? 10,000 horsepower just sitting there, boom, clamped. It pulverizes the debris, gets it out of the way, and gets it so that people can be rescued. You know? That would be, I mean, like, who doesn't want that?
Sure.
You could use it for not only breaking into locks and stuff when you forget your keys, or when you got it, or maybe you're robbing somebody's house, I don't know.
Yeah.
You can also use it for rescuing people, and also honestly just construction purposes in general, not just search and rescue, but just for construction, like breaking anything. If you gotta trim some, like if you gotta break some metal rods or something like that. I'm not in construction clearly,
Yeah.
but if you gotta cut some metal rods or something like that, or break some concrete, or demolish something.
Usually in construction, they're putting things together, not breaking them. But I see what you're saying.
Well, Curtis, sometimes they demolish things to make room for newer buildings. Okay.
That is true. All right. So those your pitches there, Corbin?
Those are my pitches. Get yourself a Kingler to pick locks and find people in debris. Okay.
More like break locks, honestly. And I like how you have one kind of
No. You're not following. It picks a lock to break. Okay.
Okay, sure. Yeah, it picks it so hard it obliterates it.
It says that one, and then it breaks it.
Okay, so you have one kind of ethically, morally questionable pitch here, and then you also have a one that's really very philanthropic, becoming a firefighter, a search and rescue, and using the destructive power for something that's good. It's very, very, very excellent, very out of the box thinking there, Corbin. Excellent job. Let's go ahead. Let's move on to Mr. Curtis and see what he has to say. All right, Mr. Curtis, please pitch me a Kingler.
All right. Well, our Kingler.
Yes.
Are you an event? Oh God.
Oh, not a great start there. Not a great start.
Not a good
All
start.
right. Let
Mr.
me try that
Curtis.
again. Here we go.
Yeah, sure. Take some breaths. This is why I try to get us to do vocal warm-ups before class starts.
I participated. Wasn't very good at them, but I participated.
Poorly. Yeah.
All right.
Half-heartedly.
Are you an event venue manager looking for a reliable way to direct traffic? Well, let me introduce you to Kingler.
Okay.
Land or sea, boats or cars, doesn't matter. Being a water type and comfortable in the water, Kingler directs them all. Well known for its giant claw that is commonly waved in the air to communicate, Kingler is perfectly suited to wave the transportation mode of your choice, exactly where you want them to go. No need to buy high-vis equipment. With its bright orange shell, Kingler is always visible, just like a traffic cone. And trying to block off a particular route? Well, if Kingler's hard-as-steel claw doesn't block them outright, the sharp spikes on the Kingler's head will make short work of any car's tire or boat's hull. While often overlooked, look no further than our bright orange boy for all your traffic needs at your next Pokemon contest or league battle.
Ooh.
Class dismissed.
No, you can't. You don't dismiss
All
the
right,
class.
thanks for coming out, guys. Thanks for coming out.
Okay,
I'm
all right.
sorry.
So let's see if I can get this straight. Your two selling points were, one, it can use its claw to direct traffic, and two, it can also use its claw to block traffic, or
No. Okay, so it was,
or that it can be in the sea.
It can direct traffic on land or sea, so
Yeah.
it's comfortable in the water and land.
Yeah.
It has its built-in high visibility. It uses its giant claw to wave at things, like the Pokédex talks about, to wave traffic, and its it can also use its hard to steel claw to block traffic, and it can use the spikes on its head to pop tires and poke holes in boats. So that's 5 different attributes about Kingler that you can use to help you direct traffic.
Above and beyond.
Sure. Okay. Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay. All right. I'll take it.
I will say this: Krabby or Kinglers are also very, very well known for getting tired very quickly when they try to move their claws around. So I don't know if
I was actually thinking that is not going to be long-term traffic.
You don't have to go anywhere when you're directing traffic. You just stand there and you point where you want people to go.
Yeah, that's the thing, though. The pointing part. That they get tired.
It's going to get tired very quickly.
So their arms are going to get tired quickly.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't. This seems like a low effort. Trust me, I've directed a lot of traffic. There's not a lot of movement involved in this.
Excuse me. I am a paying customer, and to you, the customer is always right. First of all, second of all, to you, there isn't a lot of rigorous movement involved. But that's because you have tiny little dainty hands on the ends of your extremely muscular arms. Krabby has extremely muscular hands on the ends of its tiny dainty little arms. So it takes it even like. The act of, like moving in one direction is going to tire it quickly.
I mean, I'm not asking the Kingler to do anything more than what the Kingler already does, which is to use its claws to wave at things.
Yeah, how long do you think it's waving at things for? It's like 1, 2, wave, it's done. It's not 2 hours directing traffic.
But that's all you have to do for a car. 1, 2, boom.
For continuously for hours on end as people are coming and leaving.
No.
I mean, are we talking like Palatown road traffic? Are we talking Goldenrod City?
Yeah. What's the traffic flow here?
I said Pokemon contest or league battle. This is
He did say league battle.
High traffic flow.
Ooh, I don't know. I get tired.
Professor. The customer's not always right, but the professor always is. So you are correct.
I wasn't gonna harp on it for too long until you challenged me, and then I felt like I needed to defend myself. But no, very, very good. You know what? As I said for Corbin, very, very out of the box thinking, Mr. Curtis. And you're right. There is a lot there that I think Krabby can benefit. You can get benefit out of a Krabby or Kingler. For doing these.
I just wanted to find something that wasn't let me break things with my big claw, because that's what a lot of people think of Kingler as.
All right, well let's not shame other people's pitches here. Okay,
but I mean, I think Kingler brings a lot more to the table than just, hey, let me just break this thing.
Yeah, so I think, all right, for who had the most compelling selling points, I think I'm gonna go with Mr. Curtis on this one.
Sure, whatever.
I don't intend to become a firefighter, and I really don't want to break into other people's houses with.
Well, that's your problem, okay? Live a little.
Maybe that is my problem, but I'm also making it your problem by not giving you the bonus points. So excellent job there, Mr. Curtis. And guys, that is gonna do it for our lesson on Kingler. So, does anybody know who we're going to be talking about next week?
Pincer.
No, we're not going to be talking about Pincer.
Wait, oh my god. Wait. Next week is the 100th lesson.
Yeah.
Oh my god. It's got to be
big.
A crazy cool Pokemon, right?
That's right. I'm thinking, is it time for our first legendary, Professor?
It's got to be.
Oh, what legendary do you think it is going to be, Corbin?
Yeah, go ahead.
I think it's an Articuno.
Sure.
It's an Articuno, a Zapdos, Moltres,
Mew.
Well, maybe a Mew, perhaps.
Keep guessing. This is great.
I think something. I think I heard before that Rowlet might be legendary. I don't know.
It's not Rowlet. Oh my god. No,
Manphy?
it's not legendary at all. It's not legendary. In fact, again, we're not doing anything special. Not doing anything special for it. It's just the next Pokemon in the Pokedex. That's how we do it here. And Pokemon number 100 happens to be everybody's favorite.
Raikou.
No, Voltorb. We're learning about Voltorb.
Oh.
The ball Pokemon. Everybody knows Voltorb, right?
Oh.
It looks like a Pokeball. And that's...
Yeah, you throw a Voltorb out every class.
No, I throw a Pokeball. And some people are like, well, Pokeballs are based on Voltorbs, but other people are like, actually, Voltorbs are based on Pokeballs.
100 is such a pinnacle number, and they give it to Voltorb.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of politics and stuff that goes into, numbering the Pokemon. So, maybe we can do something special for the start of class or the end of class next time. We'll see.
Cookie party. Cookie party part 2. Let's go. Come on.
No cookies. No. We gotta get those reviews on Flapple Podcasts if we want another cookie party.
That's right. 75 on Flapple Podcasts and 50 ratings on Spotify. That's it, folks.
You know those numbers very, very well.
I do. I have them written on my hand, so it's a reminder every day.
All right. But that's going to do it for today's lesson. If you have any questions for me, the professor, you can send them to my Gengar mail, or Gmail for short, which is wwopokemon@gmail.com. If you don't have a Gengar mail account, that is perfectly fine. I know not everybody wants to tie themselves to a big company. Instead, you can find us on the Flying Pokemon-themed social network site, Twitter. Which I guess is also another big company that you'd be tying yourself to. Anyways, we're at WWO Pokemon there as well. As Corbin mentioned, if you really enjoyed this lesson, feel free to go onto Flapple Podcast or Spotify. They're just spelled like Apple Podcast and Spotify. But they're pronounced like Flapple Podcast and Spotify. It's weird how they did that.
Mm-hmm.
And give us a rating. It helps us find more students, and it just gives us good feedback to know, what us here at the Saffron City Learning Center can do better. But guys, that's gonna do it for today's lesson. So until next time, class is dismissed.
Welcome to the World of Pokemon as part of the Pokecasters Network.